You know, I won't stop projecting my voice even though you might be a distance away from me. Deep down my soul, from the bottom of my heart, I know you can hear me. So right now, keep your ears to the ground because you may never know what your earlobe might look like after this burden I'm carrying is slowly placed on the ground. Your absence has made my heart grow fonder. See, nowadays I seem to reminisce all the moments we spent together from birth up until I was an 11-year-old girl. Remember when you used to call me a little girl so you could see my cheeks, meet my ears from my ever-closed white curtain, get the chance to be seen because of the sweets you brought home from work. See, all those bright days turned into darkness, for you had another little girl from one of your mistresses who took my place in your heart just like that, and I was left to wilt like that sunflower in my backyard. Recollect when you first bought me a bicycle because I had pressed the right button this time around, as the grades you were expecting from me, from my schoolwork, were right in front of you and you just couldn't stop staring. You later turned into a monster filled with anger, slowly adding fuel to the flames by your antisocial behavior, pleasing your heart with alcohol and later arriving home 1 a.m. drunk, waking everyone up so you could start the blame game, which later led to someone getting hurt, which later led to someone in tears, not caring about anyone in your life, including yourself. See, hear me now as I remind you of the days you dropped me off school in that HML 865 SD Corolla, poking on your heart and so unusual for a club manager. Picture me now as I remind you of the days you took me to a fun fair so we could have that daughter-father bond not even a chemical reaction could separate. See, Daddy, all those days faded away just like that guy who kept following me but later realized I wasn't going to change my mind anytime soon. Those times were washed away by your lies, by your carelessness, and by your hatred. You started being aggressive, turning the positive to negative, making me seem like a talkative in the eyes of the publicity so I can be attractive for the peace initiative to promote an active family and you could be less exclusive to your own flesh and blood. How do you expect me to grow up and be a wife to someone else without you in my life? Tell me how to differentiate between right and wrong when you aren't around. See, explain to me how you expect me to celebrate my birthday when I know yours was yesterday. See me now as I turn into a dam of salty water from my eyes, still trying to answer questions roaming in my mind that ought to be answered by you and no one else but you. Because that day you lay still and so helpless in that hospital bed before we had the chance to sort our differences. Because the day I hated you for your own wrongdoings, which led to my judgment being a regret. Because the 13th of September 2007, when you left me and I knew I was never going to see you ever again. Your death has made me grow from being your little girl to being a mirror people reflect on. Your death was and is still at a disadvantage in my life as people see this orphan who can't even realize where her true passion lies. Your passing on is and was also an advantage in my life, for the one above had a purpose for me, leaving Swaziland to South Africa for the very first time in my entire life. Thank you, Jesus. See, Pops, I forgive you for recklessly pushing me like that wheelbarrow with a heavy load. And Father, I'm sorry. Daddy, you are still my precious people that will remain in my heart, will always be in my heart, with my mouth vibrating from the words, I love you, Daddy. Everything, including my future, lies in my hands, except my love for you, which remains in my heart. Daddy, growing bigger and faster than my 12-year-old brother, your son, your loving daughter, Tandzail.